Hello.
Good morning.
Yep.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Morning.
Cool.
Morning.
Good, guys. So in some minutes, in exactly 3 minutes, we are going to start with this MCC for the second run of our MC applicant for ISEC in Romania. But before, I wanted to give to all of you some instruction because I'm going to be the moderator of this space. Because I am Oscar here. You didn't know that I am speaking. What is the idea? The same that happened in the previous MCC. We are going to have different rounds of questions. So, okay. Wait a second.
Can you please mute your mic?
Okay, so how it's going to be the process? We are going to have a 1 minute for each LCP and from the MC to give the questions. And after that minute, each candidate is going to have two minutes to answer. Okay, so I'm going to give the direction for each run and for each run and when each candidate should start to reply the questions. Okay. So, but before I wanted to make a checklist. So we have here all the LCPs. I need to be here in this group. So we have Arak.
Oscar, would you have a problem? Can't connect on the link. Can you invite him to his ICQ mail?
Okay, who have problems?
Luchi, like Arad.
Oh, okay. Do you have your? Okay, yeah. Wait a second, we're going to invite using the L. Okay, we use any invitation so it should be work. Okay, now we have Constanza here.
Hello, present.
Oradia.
Yep.
Timisoara.
Yes.
And MC. Yes. We have here Adivika. So let's wait to see if Luchi can join us to start this round. Okay. Let me check. We already sent to him the invitation, so this should work. Okay, Luchi is here. Can you hear us, Luchi? Okay, cool. So we are all here. So we can start the MCC. So please, all the people, put on mute your microphone. You don't need to speak. Okay. So again, how is going to be the process? We are going to start giving the question for the candidate from each one of the LCPs. Each candidate is going to have 5 minutes to 2 minutes to reply. And how we're going to start with this order? We are going to start right now with the question from Arad, and the candidates are going to reply in this order: Sai, Krishna, Rahul, and Alexandra. And after for each question, we are going to change who is starting. Each question are going to give the direction who is going to make the questions. Okay, so we can start the MCC. Okay. Okay, so we're going to start with the question from Arak.
Yeah.
So,
do you hear me?
Luchi?
Yeah, can you hear me? Okay. So my question is, what is your opinion on the fact that due to the fact that the areas were closed or removed from the EBO FLCs, marketing, sales? Sorry.
Okay, and then 1 second. Before I start with the question, we need to have one output taker from the LCPs. So who wanted to help us with this? Like I forgot. So Andrei, Vladux, Feli, Luchi.
I cannot. I'm in the train and I'm on my phone.
Feli, can you keep the tradition for Timisoara being the output takers?
Yes, I can. Just for you.
It can be done.
Thank you, Feli. So you can help with the output. At the end, we are going to share this output also with all the LCPs and with the MC to use this information to take the final decision regarding the confidence votes. Okay. So, Lukachi, can you repeat again the questions? Sorry.
Yeah. So my question would be, how do you envision actually implementing areas like PR, marketing, sales in LC level, due to the fact that MC no longer keeps track or creates education on these areas?
Okay, and we're going to start with Krishna for 2 minutes, starting from now.
Yeah, this is Sai Krishna. So I'd like to talk why LCs need not to why LCs need to focus on PR and marketing on local level, because in the local level you know the realities than the MC, because MC we always try to showcase the products from the national level, not from the local level. So you know the local realities and MC need to focus, but all the campaigns need to be aligned to the national level so that it will be fruitful. And coming to the media relations, everything, PR relations, everything need to be like partnered in a local, national level, because if MC is trying to partner with someone, if any LC approached for the same partnership, it might create some mess. So PR need to be maintained in a proper way, that everything need to be collaborated. If someone come in middle, that might hold hamper the name of Isaac and the name of the company as well. It was unfruitful for both the MCs and LCs. That's it from my side.
Okay, and the next one is Rahul.
Hello.
Rahul?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for the question. I think question was there like how LC can or MC can do PR and marketing at LC level. First thing it is very important to have a brand in local market also and at in entire country. So in order to make digital marketing and PR happening in a smooth way, from MC side, I will suggest if MC have a proper education cycle for each and every portfolio, like for PR, for BD, for marketing. So it will be easy for LC to drive down. And again, like the education, like what exactly should be included in education cycle, like webinars. Then there should be a newsletter. What kind of webinars? That again, like there is no culture of sales in the entity. So how we can make sure that members having sales culture and that they are getting exposure where they can go out and pitch Isaac in a better way, again same way like how they can do marketing in a very fruitful way, which is going to give like better ROI for LC for entity. Same way for PR also, like how we can partner with enablers which will give us more benefit out of it, like news partners or media partners or bloggers or YouTuber with whom and how we can partner. If MC give all this training to LC, it will help them. Apart from that, if LC know their current reality, and usually LC know what exactly happening in their area, so it is easy for LC also to, if they give proper information to MC, like this is the current state of my LC, this are going to benefit my product, and how we can partner with any company or like any news media or like any media partner basically. And with respect to BD, like how I can partner with this company, like we have this company in our area, but how we can partner with this.
Thank you. Alexandra?
Yes, okay. So from my point of view, for marketing and sales, because we have to have in mind the lack of knowledge after.
Alexandra?
Yes.
Can you speak louder, please, because we can hear you? Okay.
Yes, of course. So having in mind that the marketing and sales department were removed from the LC level, we need to talk here about the education. And firstly, we need to talk about education from the OB. For the leadership body of ICK in Romania. I'm talking here about the Bs, LGBs also. I'm talking about operation, how we'll actually implement the knowledge that will be delivered from the NB, OB, and also PM having the synergy here, and how we actually keep track on LCs on the learn by doing process. And for PR, from my point of view, we actually I see some partnerships made at the national level, and actually afterwards being took by the LC level. And for that, I see some education done by the MCP PR, taking from the LC level. Another thing that we can actually do is having in mind the marketing for the marketing style, the Lupa partnership. We can also make some partnerships with some companies that can deliver for us some sales training, so of course, and to actually keep track on that, to have some sales training from webinars to the LC level. And when I'm talking here about education, we can also think about a more current and proper education during webinars, because this is the most efficient way right now, through conferences also and summits.
Time, Alexandra. Thank you. So the next question is from Constanza.
Yes, so it's the first time when I push the button to open my microphone. Okay. What is your strategy for having a better information management in the next term?
Okay, and we are starting with Rahul.
Okay. So basically, like, to have a more better way to have a better communication channel between LC, MC, and in between the other LCs also. So again, the system that we are going to use, that going to make the vital role here. Like system like Podio or like Slack. If we have everything on a single place, that will make more sense for entity, that everybody is on same place and they can have a common channel of communication. Apart from that, with respect to information management, right now ISEC and Domena website is they have a good material, but how we can make sure that lot of external partner are engaged on our website, and how we can take leverage for OGX through our website. So again, little bit work more on website related to the product. With respect to ICX website is very good. Like right now we have everything on it, and then it's helping us to get a lot of our partners also, is helping us to get more EPs for attraction phase. So but then also how we can give them more leverage with respect to VD or standards, how we can educate on that, or else apart from that, if we have any mobile application where we can track each, and right now also ISEC International launch ISEC experience app, how we can also come or make sure that LC is also using this app, or something related to the same system we have in place, and which each and every LC, each and every VPs, and each and every EP also using our platform, and it will make both sides that having good experience, not just intern is having good experience, but also same time, yeah, LC also tracking each and everything in very efficient way. So yeah, again I will say the kind of system we'll use
Okay.
that will make more sense.
Alexandra.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So talking about a better IAM in the next term, I think firstly we need actually to assess to the LCs to see how we can choose one same channel to use. And in order for us to have a good transparency between LCs, to which we can actually have some good case practices and bad case practices sharing, and also the transparency between MC and C. And this way, the communication will be better. Another thing that will actually help is to use IAM somehow to deliver education, and to actually see what is happening there and how we can improve it. And another thing is to have a constant tracking on how this channel is used, and how the LCs feels about that, to have a constant assessment on that. That would be for my point of view.
Thank you. And Sai Krishna.
Hello, can everyone hear me? So cool. Let me start. How an entity can have efficient information management. So this was one of my key project that one of the macro projects that I had focused in my application. It is all about project digitalization. So coming to it, there will be a common channel where you can track all your finances, all your talent management data, all the leads that you're getting through different social medias. So instead, currently ISEC India is implementing the same strategy, like like VPs of talent, like VPs of people management, need not to keep much focus on calculating productivity, retention, number of people going and outing, like whole concentration. They're keeping a lot of concentration on filling trackers and everything. So our MC came up with a brilliant idea that remove all the trackers and keep one like one intercom where it can calculate each and everything and makes life easier of VP so that they can concentrate more on the engagement parts. So it is very simple interface which can help all the level.
Did other people understand?
Absolutely nothing.
I didn't hear any
Okay.
from the whole question.
Okay, so can we repeat?
Yes. Can you answer again? Because apparently we have internet problems, so we couldn't understand you. So can you reply again the questions? And because we couldn't get your answers. Say Krishna. Say Krishna, are you? Hello.
Hello. Yeah, I done with
Uh,
the question. I'm done with the question. I said like that's it from my side. So and I switched
okay.
off my mic.
Yes. No. That we couldn't understand you because apparently you have some internet problems. So you can
No.
reply again the question.
So can you hear me properly right now?
Yes.
Yeah. So my idea of managing information management is simple, like developing an intercom like an expert, but much way easier than expert. Expert is all for internal purposes, but intercom is something where we can manage all the information regarding the LC, such as TM in finances and the leads that we are generating. For example, if you see, expert is also generate a lot of leads, but we can't allocate them directly to the members of the lower level. But through this manager, we can have the Facebook leads or the other social media leads, and we can directly allot them to different kinds of members which are previously allocated. And coming to people management part, where TM we can calculate every day automatically the productivity, retention, and how the team standards are implemented based on the data input by the VPs. So the VPs need not to keep lot much efforts in filling the trackers. They can simply keep focus on engagement and their main activities rather than filling the trackers, because almost as a VP, I know how much time a person need to indicate their time on filling trackers itself. So this is my idea, and this is one of my macro project that I had for people management of this year. So and similarly, a lot of MCs are started implementing this kind of intercoms, which can make their entity communication effective and easy. That's it from my side.
Thank you. So we go with the next question from Oradia.
Okay. So first, congrats guys for applying. And my question is, what are the action steps that ISEC Romania has to take in order to make sure of the implementation of the OD model strategies?
Okay. And we start with Alexandra.
Okay, so for the OD model strategy, in order to implement it in ISIC in Romania, I think firstly we need actually to educate the ELCs and the ELCPs to actually see how they understanding the OD model and the action steps that actually they need to do in order for them to achieve that layers. Another thing is to make sure that they are understanding the healthy part of the model, because right now this is the main problem and how we can actually make a stronger back office for that. Another thing that we can do is to keep track on LCs and how they are implementing the strategies from the LC level, and how we can actually do that is through a strategic NSP, and how we can actually have LC specialized support, and to see how we can help each LC in order for them to achieve their goal. But from my point of view, the main problem right now would be the healthy part and how the LCs are understanding it and how we can actually deliver that information and that knowledge.
Thank you. Sai Krishna.
Yeah, hello. So I'd like to start. I had seen the OD model of Romina, which was implementing right now, which is having different kinds of tires and different kinds of clusters, and it was quite complex, uh, but easy to understand, but very tough to implement, in my opinion, because there'll be a lot of things that we need to consider as well as performance. See, a lot of LCs are growing rapidly in terms of management, but coming to the value delivery and health part, if one else is showing 200 exchanges or 200 exchanges this year, but they're not able to show the same growth next year. So proper education need to be given to each and every member, how they can adapt the OD model. For example, what we had, how to, like OD model was not supposed to be understood by primarily by the executive board in and out. If the EB is not clear with the OD model, it might create some problem in order to, not implement in the LC level. If VPs are aware of that, they can at least contribute to the health part of the important. And one other factor is that if though the LCs are growing forward in exchanges, the health part remaining them keeping back to the lower level, I mean the lower cluster. So we need to educate properly and keep some sessions in the NATCOs or giving some specialized LC visits from VP Finance and VP People Management and LC coach of OD in order to give more information about OD model to the local level membership, so at least they can adapt from that self. Like, and they need to give health updates, like what happens in India is like we used to measure health on the base of 10, like every time they used to post like the certain age is having a health of 4.6 out of 10, they need to increase it. That will be measured by completely VP Finance in collaboration with LCOD manager and VPT or VPPM. So we need to mainly educate people how this model works, because once LCPs are aware, it's not the only thing they can bring the whole LC on point. But not every member, every EB member must know how OD model is implemented and how everything is calculated.
Over Rahul.
Okay, so like my first strategy will be coaching. So coaching from MCVP OD to LCPs to all LCVPs, and only from MCVP OD, but also how we can give more knowledge driven down to LC from MC side through OD managers or NSTs. That will make LC also to have a like more crystal clear idea with what exactly we have to do with respect to OD strategies. The second thing will be like again strategies and tools, like what kind of tools we can come up with, and like where we can have each LC on a same page, like they know like what is their job role in order to make sure that OD strategies are implemented at local level. Third thing will be focus. So like OD model already, like we have a OD model where we know that what is my focus product, but how we can make sure that the strategies that MCVP OD or OD manager is suggesting for that particular focus product, like if my entity focus product is ICX, so how I can make sure that my LC is doing good in IGB, or like if your LC focus product is OGX, or like your second focus product, I will say like second product is OGX, like how we can make sure that things are going well with second product also, not with respect to first product, but again how we can make sure that the first product is growing organically and second product is into initiation phase. So for whatever strategy MCP OD or like OD manager or NSC is suggesting, if we have a micro like tracking for each and every strategy, it will help both side to like implement each and everything smoothly. Apart from that, again, MCVP, OD or OD managers visit, or like LC coaches,
Okay, fine.
LC OD coaches.
Okay. Thank you. We move to the next question from Timisoara.
Congratulations, guys, for your application and good luck further in the process. And my question is, what are the three main actions that you will do in order to ensure that LC are having an education and implementation of IR?
We are starting with Sai Krishna.
Hello, just a small dot. Can you repeat the question, please? I was not able to hear properly. I just missed on some part. Can you repeat the question?
Sure.
Okay.
What are the three main actions that you will do in order that LC are having education and implementation of IR?
Cool. So cool. Let me start. Firstly, we need to mainly focus about co-delivery because value delivery as a main focus project, which is contributing to the health of the particular LC. We need to ensure that how they can make the IR partnerships, how value-based partnerships. For example, while they are doing some international relations, they need to research about the LC. What is the NPS of that LC? And what kind of experience that they are delivering to the EPs and how they are implementing the standards. So it is like you need to ensure that value delivery is happening from both the ends. That is called co-delivery. So mainly educating people about co-delivery, how they can do partnerships and everything, and utilizing and upscaling the demand of IR that we are having right now. If you see, though we say that we are present in 126 countries, but how only 10 to 15 total MCs are contributing to the total exchanges. If you go to any person of any exchange that we say that we are an organization which was present in 126 countries, but we had options in 15 countries. So always try to promote the opportunities that we are having right now and having partnerships through conferences, especially if you see that we have a lot of conferences such as APC, Euro Expo and everything. So people from Romania need like they can go to other countries and they can make national level partnerships. Like the partnerships that I envision are like there is one partnership that we're having right now in India is like India China India China partnership, like not to exchange 1,000 people, which is one of the huge thing because India is a country with a lot of stereotypes of China because of recent activities, and this is one of the partnership understanding the pulse of the crowd that where they want to go. If you ask any person of India or anywhere, they'll say like Europe is my first choice to have an experience. So based on the local level demand, we need to arrange our IR partnerships as well as we ensure that entities that we are partnering having good value delivery, and how we can make it as like through MC level partnerships, making a commission to commission groups, commission to commission calls from one entity to another entity to, in order to have some
Fine.
proper expectation settings.
Fine. Rahul.
Okay. So like my first strategy will be like training LC to how to do S&D, basically supply demand analysis, where we can get to know like from which entity last year we did a good number of exchanges, how the NPS and standards tracking happen with them. So if LC have a knowledge about all these things, it will help them also to find the right IR partner. Second, talking about sustainable IR partner, like how we can make sure that the IR we are doing, which is sustainable for your LC or for an entity. So for that, we should have a like co-delivery model where we can track each and every action participant, how the experience is going from our side also, and how the other entities also working for that. So again, like standard tracking tools also will help LC to have a like better IR with another country. Third thing will be like right now, like Nepal is doing this thing, like how we are doing. So we have like IR partners from Europe, also from Asia Pacific. So we are sending people to their local conferences, and even to national conferences. They are as a FASI or as a chair. They are going there. They are involving into their conferences. Also, we are having a leadership program like with Germany. We are doing right now. Like if EP is coming, like any IXP is going to that other country, they're also not just working on their internship, but also they are doing leadership in that country, and it is helping both entities to get to know like what exactly is happening, and what is their local market, and how we can capitalize their market to get more numbers happen in some of the So again, I will say leadership and passive will be the second strategy. And then third will be the, again, like promoting marketing material. Like if each and every LC have their own marketing booklet about LC, about projects, and if MC promote while going for international conferences, or like even having IR calls, if we have like each other's materials into hand, it will help to have a good IR between the countries and between the LC.
Alexandra?
Yes. Okay. So firstly, for us to implement IR, we need to put some new strategies at the MC level and to put the strategies in place on that. And when I'm talking about that, we need actually to have a clear timeline to review all of the partnerships that we already have, and to actually have a clear supply and demand about that, regarding that. About taking it to the LC level, I think we need actually a lot of education here. And I'm talking when I'm talking about education, I'm thinking at the same things: webinars, summits, and conferences, and to have special strikes on that, and to see how we can actually implement IR. Another thing we can actually do is to have personalized support regarding IR through LC visits to a strategic NSD. And after that, we should actually keep tracking on how the LCs are implementing the MC strategies regarding IR, also through MCDP and NSD. Another thing that we should actually do is to have this timeline put in place a little bit earlier than the peak, and to be actually to have an idea what we have to do. And another thing that we can actually do after the peak is ending, to make some reports and to see how the partnership went for both sides, for us also and for the partners, and to see how we can actually follow up on that. And also, when I'm talking about education, to see how we can set some expectations, some better expectations to the LC, in order for us and for them to actually complete the standards, and to go to that from that stage, from realized to completed. And that will kind of be.
Now we go to the question from the MC.
Okay. So, what are the steps for 100% of membership to use ISEC Hub by the end of 2018?
We are starting with Rahul.
Okay, like to make sure that each and every member is using ISEC Hub, the first strategy will be like whatever we are driving down to LC from MC side, like any knowledge material or something we should upload on Cornerstone. So people will, like, if they want to use any national material, they will directly go to Cornerstone, basically on ISEC Hub, where they can have like this habit of like usually going to the Cornerstone. So first of all, like whatever MC is driving down to LC, they should upload each and everything on Cornerstone, not on any other platform. So that will connect LC also to have a habit of usually going to the ISEC Hub. Second will be like giving them coaching or basically education how to use Hub, and like where they can find each and everything which is necessary for their day-to-day operations. That can be done from MC side. Again, from LCP and EB side, that if they can also drive down the same knowledge to the MMBs, basically middle management body, and the same way it's happened to the ground hierarchy. It will help them to understand what exactly the hub and why they're supposed to use it. Apart from that, if we have like national RNR campaign, like if any else is each and every member is using ISEC Hub, so we can give them something as RNR. So it will be make habit for LC also to be in a competition, and they will usually like start using ISEC Hub frequently. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. The next one is Alexandra.
Yes. Okay. So about 100% implementation of ISEC Hub until the end of 2018. Firstly, we need actually to focus on EBs, and if each member of EB are aware of how they should actually use ISEC Hub. After that, after we educate our leadership body, we can take it forward to the members and to see exactly how we can implement for them in order to use it and to be relevant for them. In order for that, we need to do some videos or some tutorials in order for them to actually understand how to use the hub. Actually, to educate them how to use it and how this can be relevant for their experience. Another thing we can actually do is to make some contests to achieve some stages of implementation in each LC. And after that, we can keep tracking on those stages through LC coaches and also through NSPs, especially through the NSP consultants from EM, from my point of view. And after that, when we will actually make those contests, we can actually to motivate the LCs to do that. We can actually make an R&R system and to use those points, for example, for awards in awards application and so on. And I think this would be main strategies in order for us to achieve the implementation.
Thank you, Krishna.
So what we have done in our local level is making mandatory courses on cornerstone. For example, if a person is newly elected or selected as a vice president, he need to do a compulsory vice president course in that particular portfolio which is given through MC or from the MC level as well as for the middle management. And right now, if we are analyzing the number of active users on ISEC Hub of Romania, there are only just 129 members out of 710 members of total HR who are presented in ISEC Hub. So we need to make national level campaigns that how many members are activate, and this will be sole responsible of VP people management to bring people on ISEC Hub and make use of that, and making different kinds of courses such as like making updates like of that particular VPs of becoming CEOs. And I think it was already implementing for LCPs to make compulsory of CEO course. So it need to be implemented for every vice president and middle management people to use ISEC Hub, and all the study materials, all the learning materials and the outputs of the conferences should be kept on ISEC Hub so that people always used to refer to that particular hub so that we can engage all the active users, and we can also keep a little armor like to particular LC for all the 100% members on active, like on ISEC Hub. They'll be that that LC will be getting a little goodies or something like that from the MC level, so that we can use simple strategies and how to make people engage towards the ISEC Hub. That's it from my side.
Thank you. And now we move with the next question from Arak.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. My question would be, what is the 20% of your strategy that brings 80% of the results?
Let's start with Alexandra.
Yes, okay. So I will actually, from my point of view, the main thing that we actually should invest in order for us to have a better implementation and results, it is the education of the EVs. And when I'm talking the education of the EVs, I'm not actually talking about during their term education. I'm talking about before their term education, to see if they are aware of the process that they have to implement, if they are aware how to actually manage some teams, if they are aware of how to make somehow them visible in the ELC, in the national plenary and also in the community and so on. So from my point of view, where I would invest, it will be the education of the EVs, because if we will have educated EVs and they will know what they will have to do and how to handle their membership, our membership will know what they have to do and will take care of our customers and stakeholders and so on, and we will have a better results. That will be it.
Thank you, Sai Krishna.
Yeah, so let me start. The strategies that we need to implement in order to get the maximum results are the partnership with the universities. For example, if we say like Romania is having majorly government universities, but partnering with them by showing the proper value proposition for massive OGX exchanges by conducting different kinds of ISEC drives. It is all something kind of placement drives where people usually go and get selected for internships or making aware of people through global internship program. It's like a kind of fair, global internship fair. These are the things, small strategies in order to get the matching result, because here you're targeting your target market, that is universities where you can get the maximum OJX exchanges. And coming to ICX, partnering with the national level NGOs. For example, there is one partnership that happened in some of the MC, I didn't exactly remember, where MC pays money for matching an ICX VP, ICX EP. Just like if you match an ICX EP to a national project, your LC will get paid instead of taking paying recon. So this is strategy which makes we can implement in other products which are not growing. For example, if you see Romania is strong in IGV part especially, so we can keep this one in IGE where we can make LCs to contribute as much, because IGV is almost sustainable in Romania, because like almost 75% of the total exchanges is contributing towards IGV. But keeping this kind of strategies through national partnerships on different kinds of products, so that all LCs will have some like spreaded growth on all the products. See, for example, if some government thing happened, like the recently happened a corruption, legalization of corruption thing for almost 1 month, made struggle the whole government and hamper the government relations. So if that thing can happen, your IGV might be in problem. At that time, it will be difficult for an MC to come up with the new product innovations. So these kind of strategies can help always to boost the new products to come in existence, because MC is keeping clear focus on that. So something need to be done from MC side, so that MCs will believe that we can do better because we are
Time,
getting support.
Satisha, Rahul.
Okay, so like my 20% effort in terms of like people management will be like we should have like proper tracking of a PDP of each and every member, and how we can make sure that whatever ISIC is promising to the world, like we are promising leadership to the world, how we can make sure that each and every person of LC or MC is having a leadership experience. So that should be from a people management side. They should have a crystal clear idea for each and every person's development. With respect to finance, like if we do smart investment, and which will give like more ROI for that investment, so we should have like plans where we can do a smart investment to get bigger picture. Then with respect to operations, like again, like if we use GCP across the globe to like boost in each and every product, so it will help us to like put 20% effort to get 80% things done. With respect to PR and marketing and BD, like if you have like strategic and more fruitful partnership with external stakeholders, which will increase the brand of organization, as well as the health, like basically like finance and like uh, PR of the organization and marketing. So we should have like strategic partnership with respect to this portfolio. With respect to OD, again, like if you have like crystal clear strategy for each and every tiers and clusters, that will help us to get 80% done. And again, the implementation part, like if you have like easy and more effective strategies for implementation each and everything inside MC, inside LC also, it will help us to get 80% done with 20% effort. Yeah, thank you, I'm done.
Okay. We move for the next question from Constanza.
Yes. Okay. So, how you will ensure that ICK in Romania will have a better tracking on team standards implementation?
Madonna. We are starting with Sai Krishna. Yes.
Firstly, thank you for the question. This was one of the questions that I was expecting from long time. So, how tracking of team standards can be improved in ASIC in Romania? So, firstly, we need to analyze, ensure that like team standards have been properly known to each and every member, but how to implement is a major solution, like major problem that I can see. So, I had a simple solution for that. So, there will be a national tracker which are having all the implementation materials. For example, in order to improve the building phase, these particular materials need to be learned from the particular respective correspondence leader so that it can be implemented. And while tracking, so I had talked with couple of vice presidents of people management. They had told me that the tracking will be based on completely conversations with the middle management, but this can be improved by collecting the proof. For example, if they are developing a PGS, collect the PGS sheets from like they need to upload the PGS sheets of that particular members, so the vice president or the VP PM can evaluate them and they can make sure that they are being implemented. And there need to be separate timeline to implement. For example, a period of like in a quarter we need to divide according to our LC needs which phase need to be implemented for which time. Like actually building phase is the basic one which is required for any LC. So collecting proofs rather than talking with the people can give more results in terms, and we can evaluate like how effective the session went by seeing the evaluation sheets or the kind of proof that we receive. And that's it from my side. Hello. Yeah, that's it from my side.
Okay, we move for Rahul.
Okay, so like when I talked with like a lot of LCPs, I got to know that previous year a lot of LCVPs who was handling the back offices, they used to handle like finance and TM together, and because of that they don't have a clear crystal idea. So first thing, for to implement 100% team standard at LC level, we should have a like proper education system where like we are teaching each and every LCVP through webinars, through like newsletter, how to implement team standards. So again, from MC side, I will suggest if we have like more detailed training for implementation of team standards to each and every LCVP, that will help LCVP also to implement team standards to each and every portfolio. Apart from that, second can be a arena campaign. Like if we have a run any like if we run a arena campaign where we can give points on the basis of like the percentage of team standard implementation is happening at LC level, this will boost LC also to take this thing seriously. And even not just LC, but each and every team leader of that LC will run for it, and they will do better in order to implement 100% team standard in their own team. Third thing will be again like NCVP, TM, LC visit, and giving like more knowledge about like how they can make sure that each and every phase of team standard is happening, like keep, develop, and perform. Basically, like again working on PGS of each and every member. That will help LC, basically the team leader of that team, to have like better implementation of team standard. Thank you.
Thank you, Alexandra.
Yes. Okay. So for a better team standards implementation, for a better tracking team standards. Okay, louder. For a better team standards implementation and checking on it, firstly we need actually to implement to educate members, NDBs, and to actually raise awareness on the importance of team standards and how actually they can implement it. Another thing is the tool. I mean, I know that right now we just changed the tool, and we should actually wait to see how this tool is going to work because it's a little bit different. But from my point of view, I think that we need to implement another tool that we can somehow ask from the LCs, from outputs and agendas, from one-to-ones, from meetings, and so on, in order for us to have a better tracking on that, and to actually make aware that the VPs should actually, and team leaders should actually have an agenda and output on each meeting and one-to-one. Another thing that we can actually do is to have an HRT, for example, to learn and to educate the people how they can actually have a one-to-one, how they can have a meeting, how they can have a lead, and so on. And regarding tracking, I think beside the output thing from the new team standards, I think that we can actually keep tracking on through NST's consultants, and to have a better communication to the HLC, and to actually have some personalized support, and to see if the VPs are aware of what they have to do and so on, and to give support on the VPs. And that will be. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. We go for the next question from Oradia. Andrei?
Yeah, I'm here. Okay, so my question is, what strategy do you have for us in organization to exploit new SDGs in our GP product?
Okay, and we're starting with Rahul.
Okay. So right now, if you see the ISEC Romania, they focus on quality education. That is SDG number 4, and they are creating a lot of projects with respect to this one SDG. How we can come up with like new project with respect to other SDGs. So again, it's very simple. Like the kind of partners we are partnering. If we are like more NGO based partners on board, it will help us to like come up with new projects and not with respect to only SDG number 4, but also for other SDGs. Apart from that, how we can partner with MNCs who are working on like specific SDGs, not just like any or not only like not including all the SDG, but on specific SDG. Like given my application, I mentioned about one company which are working on gender equality. Like how we can partner with like them and come up with new projects, and they will fund our entire projects. So this can be done like we have to check each and every partners or like the big MNCs or like big companies inside Romania, how where they are exactly working and which sector of social sector they are focusing right now on which SDG. So if you have knowledge about that, and then maybe we can like partner with them for that particular SDG, and we come up with like project and we tell them like this is our project and why don't you guys work with ISEC, because already ISEC is working for SDG and you guys are also focusing on this particular SDG. So that will also help us to like come up with new projects. Apart from that, again, like if MCOP CXO do LC visit and get to know like what is local reality and come up with like better ideas and educate on the basis of that to the commission, to the product heads. So that will help them. Again, like taking GCPs across the globe, like how the other entities also partnering with NGOs and working on like unique projects. Like it can be for like handicapped people, it can be for like children of particular age group or like related to trekking. I'll give a small example here. Like right now in Nepal, we are working on with tourism industry where people are.
Time, Alexandra.
Yes. Okay, so for having a strategy for new SDGs implementation, firstly, we need to actually see on our partnership with Ministry of Education, see how we can actually implement other projects based on other SDGs in schools, and actually how we can reach new needs in Romania's education. Another thing that we can do is to make new partnerships with NGOs, for example, with Greenpeace, which is also an NGO that is somehow based on recycling and stuff like that, and we can actually make a project with that partnership and to see how we can evolve from that. Another thing that we can do is to make some projects for summer camps, for example, and how we can base them on other needs to extend to other SDGs, not only quality education. Another thing that we can actually do is to actually assess to have an assessment for each LC and to make them somehow aware of the needs for their community, and actually what are the needs for that community and some problems, and how we can actually reach those problems during some projects actually having new SDGs implemented. And also another thing that we can actually do is to provide support from DMC and to make the LCs aware if they can run those projects, if they are capable, if they have the human resource to run those projects, if they have everything in place to have a quality projects and so on, and if they can have a qualitative value delivery and so on. So that will be.
Okay. Okay, we go with the next question from Timisoara.
I think that we didn't hear all
Oh,
the.
yes.
Yeah.
It's like
So
Chris,
I'm
yeah.
just remaining. Yeah. So
Yes, like
after,
Chris.
yeah, cool. So I'm just waiting for my turn. So cool. After analyzing different kinds of projects or diversified projects in Romania, I observed that mainly two projects, like two SDGs, are mainly focused. That is SDG number 8 and 4. That is quality education and sustainable growth. Like the project becomes contributing to SDG 8. So we can have some of the projects. As I am aware that there are less hospitals in Romania, we can concentrate on projects which are related to health, because like during my internship in Romania, a lot of kids told me that there are less hospitals than church. Like they had less hospitals, so that is making their life tough over there. So we can do a lot of projects on health awareness and nutrition. And there is one of my major focus that I want to like, as we see that there are a lot of countries which are moving towards explore projects. So we can partner with one of the organization that is called Memento Bus, which offers cheap bus services. So we can partner it from MC level, and we can organize explore projects in a very easy way, because the delivery will be done from an external organization. All you need to do is a partnership, and during the partnership, we can improve the JDs like marketing, showcasing, blogging, and vlogging. So this makes and diversity like whenever if you see that while any project in Romania or something, it is always related to teaching or education. So having this kind of projects which can change the SDGs that we're having right now and make people more and more interested towards applying diversified projects, and it can help to grow the name of ISEC in multiple directions rather than in education field. So that's it from my side.
Thank you, Patricia. So, regarding the time, because it is 9:54, and we need to start with the next group of the applicants at 10 a.m. We don't have time to make this question for this group, but we are going to start the next one with Timisoara. Okay, so we are going to finish this first round of questions with the candidates. So thank you for all of you to be here to answer all the questions. We wanted to give you the backlog for all the process. So right now you can go out of the Hangouts, and you need to wait until 10 a.m. to log in the other one. Okay. And with the LCPs, you can wait here to the other applicants to come here and start with the next phase of the MCC. Okay.
Okay.
Forza.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. It was very pleasant.
Te-ai spăriet? Gata,
Bă,
am rămas numai noi. Hai să bărfim repede.
Ce fain a fost Baian, mă.
Bă, băiat, frate.
Din asta, corect aici, integritate, da?
Bă, e băiat, bă, păi la... E băiat. Adi.
Bă, când au aplicat Baiat în România? Eu nu mi-am dat seama.
Adi.
Okay, guys. So we have 5 minutes, so we are going to wait until 10 o'clock to start with the next one.
Oski,
Yeah, we are gossiping.
Yes.
Can you ask in the house how was the what was the name of the guy who applied in MC in Republic of Moldova and stayed in MC house?
Mark,
zici că e Mark, frate. Yes. Thank you.
Yes.
Mark.
What happened with him?
Sia looks like Mark. In a way.
Okay, I remember him.
looks like Bayad. Both of them look like Bayad.
Să scrie lui Baiat, bă, felicitări.
Sir, where I should send all the outputs? To who? To who? You?
Nu, da, la sfârșit le punem aici.
After finish, you can send to Raluca. That she's the election. Yes, because at the end, you need to send the email to all the LCPs with the instructions about how you are going to vote for the confidence vote.
Bă, Vlăduț.
Bă, mă, deci, zi.
Ești pe laptop?
Da.
Ai chef să te uiți la ce oră ajunge trenul meu în Simeria?
Nu.
Bine.
Am fost sincer.
Hă?
Am fost sincer.
Nu vrei să faci un efort?
Văduți.
Bă, dar nu vezi cum stau, mă. Bă, stau
Da, mă, dar eu nu pot că pe telefon.
Bă, mi-a plăcut.
de tren.
Mi-a plăcut
Poftim?
Baiad, frate.
Da, Baiad a fost ok. Numai vorbea șoptit.
Bă, ce voce mișto are. Vai, ce mișto e.
Băi, deci nu știu ce am scris acolo la output, pentru că nu înțelegeam, nu auzeam.
Bă, deci dacă nu Dacă nu e NMC, la ducem facem ăla, NC, s-a terminat. Eu vreau să-l aud pe băiețașul ăsta live. Jur, îmi place vocea lui.
Faci? De ce nu vă duci face la conferința ta locală?
Da, mă, l-aduc din Tanzania.
Îl aduci cu barca, bă, că vine pe mare.
El și zeul Neptun, a?
Îl aduci și vine, intră pe Marea Indiei, știi, vine așa până pe Mediterană și...
O să fie primul an în care zeul Neptun o să vină pe Marea Neagră bronzat.
Păi mi-e ciudat că n-am apucat să punem întrebarea cu Odi Model pentru Cluster 6.
Da. Sau întrebarea pentru conferința lui Vlăduț. Pentru conferință, pentru premii.
Vlăduț foarte lacrimogen mail-ul ăla, să știi, adică...
Știi cum e dansul la toiaj, nu? Pare rău.
Deci chiar m-a atins. Pentru aia te-aș fi lăsat să iei tu toate premiile.
Pentru aia am plâns. Vrei să-mi bat copiii, așa frumos ai fost.
Mă uitam acum ce întrebarea.
Băi, trebuie să punem întrebări noi acum, că e Cristi Voicu.
Păi și aici a fost Rahul.
Zeu granturilor.
E și Teo. E și Cristi, e și Teo.
Dar tu ai văzut că Rahul zicea thank you for the question la fiecare întrebare. Adică el nu știa, nu cred că știa.
Rahul, îți mulțumeam, mă, Rahul e politicos, nu ca tine.
Băi, o să încep cu aia de cluster 6, că sigur vreau să o pun. Adică...
Ok.
Și dacă aveți niște întrebări de finance pentru Cristi.
Da.
Financial standards ceva, e pus acolo?
Cred că da.
Care sunt cele 6 financial standards?
Să știți că încă se transmite live. Dar vreau să vă spun asta. Plus că ce vreau să vă mai spun este că o să începem la 10 și 5 minute pentru că am întârziat prima grupă aparent.
Adi, mulțumim. Puteai să pui pauză? Dați că intru pe... Bă, Luci.
Da, boss.
Mi-a scris Tixar că suntem live. Și nu.
Și Vlăduț?
Bă,
ce mai faci? Ce mai faci?
Ce furtuna e la Constanța?
Se pot șterge în registru?
Bă, e tot orașul sub cod portocaliu, frate. Deci nu pot să mergi.
Cod portocaliu?
Da, mă, e cod portocaliu peste tot.
Da, și aveți portocale sau?
Bate vântul foarte, foarte tare și...
Da, nu mă așteptam la mare să bată vântul.
Da, chiar nici eu. Adică, de obicei nu prea bate, dar acum cu furtună.
De obicei nu prea bate.
Cu zăpada.
Da, ciudat, la voi acolo la Constanța chiar să bată vânt. Bă,
da, nu mă așteptam nici eu.
Încălzirea globală.
Da, cred.
Zi mersi, mă, că n-ați avut ce-a avut Timișoara.
Ce-a avut Timișoara?
Furtuna aia. Ia auzi. Hai, mă, n-ai că să te uita, că te mergi de trenul, zi-me.
Pe mersul trenurilor sau pe ce ești?
Scrii pe Google întârziere tren.
Nu e întârziere tren, e infofer.
Așa, infofer.
Așa, și zi numărul trenului.
74.
Cum 74?
Între 6 și 8 ai 7 și între 3 și 5 ai 4. 74.
Da, mă, că nu poate să existe trenul ăsta, ba da.
Nu poate să existe trenul 7.
Uite, ăsta e Sebeș-Alba, nu? Ai fost la Sebeș-Alba.
E trenul de Ungaria, mă.
Păi nu știu, deci Brașov-Curtici. Așa.
Nu mai auzi, Lăzăț? Că nu știu dacă am semnal.
Da, stai să văd, că nu văd unde ești. Deci ai trecut, de ce stație ai trecut, mă?
Nu mai știu. Ideea e că dacă dai acolo la informații suplimentare sau nu mai știu cum îi zice, dacă dai în jos de tot.
Ăsta e ajuns.
E 74,
Nu-mi dă
boss.
trenul. Nu-mi dă trenul bun.
Cum pula, mă? Mă fute.
Dar mă uit de ieri și ajungi la Simeria la 11.
La 11
ai trecut de 10:59, ai trecut de Vințul de jos, nu?
Nu știu că e alb. Eu am trecut de zăpadă, practic. Aici e numai alb.
Și că nu știu că e alb. Ajuns la 11, da.
La 11 fix?
10:59.
Perfect. E Blanaua.
Da,
bă,
și
dacă vedeți că nu mai dau niciun semn de viață. Patronajul a intrat aici, baronul local.
Cine?
Domnul Cristi, domnișoara Ela.
Unde?
Aici, unde suntem noi, boss. Pe live.
Unde? Pe live?
Pe live. Onoare, stimate patronaj. Bine ați venit. Avem Skype cu IGV-ul, de ce ai venit la?
În același spațiu, nu e ok.
Avem network-ul ăla acum, repede. Vine și Diana sau îl ții tu?
Iară. Din nou.
Cu voi?
Nu-ți permiți, nu? Ți rușine? Ți rușine? Da.
Hello. Okay, guys. So it's missing tail, right?
But
so we should start in 1 minute. So we should start now. We are going to wait 1 minute more to Theo. I think that Theo have problems logging. If I am not wrong.
Okay.
Let me check Theo. Oh wait.
Picșan încă râde.
Salutări, stimatului Tucșan. O adevărată onoare să fim urmăriți de el și de serii.
Noi și CNN-ul ce transmitem.
La fel de rasiști amândoi. Fake news, bă, Vlădus, fake news.
Da. Ela, ce plovăr ai pe tine? E cu frunze.
Da.
Așa se vine la interviu.
Nu, că e foaie verde, bă, m-am prins.
Foaie verde, mă, răcine.
Wait.
Foarte frumos videoclipul era, foarte frumos.
Adi.
Păi.
Wait a second.
Adi, Alina, Vlăduț.
Cine?
I don't know, Oscar is making shoutouts.
I am trying to act Theo by mail.
Okay.
She should come here. Let's wait a second. One second.
Acestea fiind spuse,
Vă mulțumesc foarte mult pentru participare. Ne vedem mâine la aceeași oră.
Ela, ai legătura.
Corespondentul nostru de pe teren, în Cluj. Cum este vremea la voi? Poți ne face o prognoză meteo pe 3 zile? Un planning pe 3 zile? De care și harta în spate ne poate arăta acolo, nu?
Picurile.
Cred că nu avem conexiune foarte bună la Cluj. Vom transmite atunci corespondentului nostru la Sibiu, domnul Cristi.
Deci la Oradea, alo.
Da, acum te auzim, scuze.
Unde
Am
ești,
zis
bă?
că la Oradea.
Să mor
La Oradea.
tu.
E la Moldova?
Nu, e la
Sau
Oradea.
Hai, la Oradea.
Moldova nu e în Oradea.
Oradea nu e Moldova.
Oradea nu e Moldova, da? Scuze. Încă dimineața.
Ah, blăduț.
Are rău.
Adevărat.
Dar pe bune, tu vezi că Ela are partea în spate, gata, pregătit.
Poți prezenta și nouă meteo, te rog. Așa. Dar și în gură, știi? Găsește.
A intrat Teo.
Okay, Theo is here finally.
Teo, întoarce camera, te rugăm, dacă poți.
Okay, so let's start. So again, welcome to the second MCC for the MCC for Romania. So the process is going to be the same as the one before. Each LCP is going to have 1 minute to give the questions, and after each candidate is going to have 2 minutes to answer that question. Okay, I'm going to give you the direction who is going to make the questions and who is going to answer first. Okay, because we are going to change for each round, and I think that is all. So in this case, we are going to start with the question from Timișoara.
Okay, congratulations, guys, for your application. And taking into consideration the situation according with the new financial model, what will be your strategy to help LCs from cluster 6 to grow?
And in this case, we are going to start with Theo.
Okay. So, regarding finance, the most important thing to do for the LCs that don't have like really good financial standards in place would be for them to firstly have the knowledge of how to do budget, how to report, and how to really do everything. Then maybe have either NSPs or the MCVP to keep track on what is happening, like to ask for reports, and then make an analysis at MC level of what is happening in that LC, then downstill the information to the LCVP and suggest ways of how they could develop and capitalize on what they are doing, and then to transmit the information inside the MC to the people who are doing functional visits in operations, and to suggest ways of dealing with issues if there are some, like maybe if they have a bad position financially, they could talk to the LCVP's OGX in order to make them aware of the fact that they need to achieve their planning to really support the LC to grow, and just track the implementation and what is happening financially. That's it.
Okay, the next one is Ella.
Okay, so firstly, I will start with the education part, and here it has to be like also at MC level a really good synergy between OD and MCVP finance, and between MCVP finance and the operations, because firstly, the executive board has to be
together with the LCP, has to have a really good knowledge on what the financial standards and what the financial model is and how it should be implemented. Then the second thing would be like helping them with all the tools they need, which mean like tools for budgeting, tools for planning, and tools for tracking. Also, a thing that they would necessarily need to have a financial goal. So what is my goal for this year? How much money I want to bring in my LC? How much do I want to invest, and how I want my return of investment to be? So for this, together with the planning tools and with the tracking tools, they can actually achieve it. And another really important thing is the synergy part. How the synergies work at LC level between the VP finance and the VPs of operations. What is their way of working? How often do they meet? How often do they track? How they come up together with strategies for achieving the financial goal that they have. So here, for the operations, it's about trying to boost OGX because it's the thing that actually brings us really easily money. And for like the incoming side, especially for like IGV, because everybody has it, is about coming up with strategies in order to align the amount of money that we invest on an EP. So if our accommodation is really expensive, to try to compensate it with strategies like global host expansions, or increasing the sales intensity in order to achieve profitability also on IGV.
Okay, thank you, Christy.
Okay, so regarding the financial model, I'm aware that most of DLCs maybe that not like they have 100% financial model implemented, but we have to find solutions like having grants for national grants can apply for at the national level for DLCs in order for the money that the MC can want to split with the LCs in order to achieve more sustainability. Also to make grants with projects that are focusing on other SDGs, because this is a way that we can enlarge our market. Another thing, it's about selling at companies, on companies like with IGP projects, maybe with also with scholarships for OGV, and also the synergies between the front office and the back office, because most of the times finances are only seen as only that track, but not also tracking, also making a co-deliver, splitting the responsibilities in order to achieve more, to have better results, not only the back office only track. So, and also the NST is being involved in the education of the VPs in order for the VPs to be aware of the things that they have to do and to give support where there is needed. That's it.
Thank you, Christy. We go with the next question from the MC.
Okay, so the next question from the MC is, how do you see evolving the EWA products in Romania for the next MC term?
And we are starting with Ella.
Yes, just. Okay, so one really important thing that we can do is actually start having expansions on all the products that we have. But one expansion that we actually can use a lot for engagement with ISEC is IGV, because if we do expansions for IGV, especially in cities where we have like university campuses, then we can have local volunteers from the students there, which means that maybe in a time frame of 1.5 years, we could actually open new ISEC entities, like initiative groups in those cities, using the local volunteers that already start to be engaged with ISEC, and start learning our processes and what ISEC means. Another thing, and really important one, is managing the pool of people that we have, like besides the local volunteer, like people that maybe didn't pass through the selection process to get in ISEC, or people that applied on opportunities but they didn't go in the end, is having like a really big tool with all this pool of people that we can use for lead nurturing and that we can use for promoting all the products that we have. Also, a really important thing is like doing the reintegration seminars and actually having people that are benefited from one of our products to benefit from another, like maybe subscribe in ISEC, or if they went to try then to go in a GV. So it's really about how we manage all the pool of people that we have in order for them to benefit from more and more opportunities that ISEC can offer.
Okay. Thank you. Christy?
Okay. So from my point of view, it's about having projects out of the city. Like I know that this started, but it's a good way that maybe LCs can be more visible in out of the city. But it's important also to keep in track about the resources that we had, because it's important to not like to do like expansions if we don't have resources. In this way we can help like to have LCs to make new LCs, because maybe if we try in another city like having projects and making projects there, maybe it's a potential LC that can be in the future. Another thing, it's about giving opportunities to the members at what they need. Like if they don't, if they like something, then it's okay, you can do it. Like going an OGV exchange, and then they want something else, we can help them understand that be nice if you are not done, like you did your exchange and that's it, we can give other exchange opportunities that can help him or her develop. And I think that's it.
Thank Christy. And Theo?
Okay. So I think we can really capitalize on is that as an we have either activities or products or uh, different initiatives that we can sell to every person. So for every person there is, we can sell them items. Like the right people anywhere. So for example, for local volunteers, we can go to either high school, and like we did until now, or either meet out of university relations, this type of collaboration. And for example, if we shift the timeline of recruitment, maybe in big cities we won't get to other people through that campaign, and we won't get to the people that are in the first year because they didn't get selected yet. But we can, for recruitment, we can get the people who are in second year or more, and then we
Could you speak
can use the
a little bit more clearly? We cannot understand anything.
Yes, I cannot understand anything. I think it's from the internet connection from someone, but I didn't understand anything.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, that's better.
Yes, that is better. So can you repeat again the question, because I think that wasn't clear for some of them.
Yes. So I said that in universities we can get the people who are in the first year to be local volunteers instead of joining ISEC and having them for recruitment, because in big cities maybe we couldn't get to them if we shift the timeline of recruitment because they aren't in that city yet. So for that we can get local volunteers. Another thing would be having a community of people who are engaged in local volunteers and having events for them and making it more appealing to people to join this initiative. For global host, global family, we can create an awareness campaign and also have testimonials from people to make them aware that it's a big initiative and it's happening on a big scale, and in this way to gain credibility to promote it even more. And for Youth Speak Forum, maybe we can apply for grants from the government, because this is what ICT Moldova did, and it worked for them, and they got 10,000 euros or more to make the Youth Speak Forum. And that's it.
Thanks. So now we go to the next question from Arak.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, can you hear me? Yeah, my question would be, how do you envision LCs evolving in areas like sales, PD, marketing, PR, and so on, when there is no education track, and not any support from from the MC, not any education on these areas? How do you envision evolving on these areas? Us evolving in these areas?
Okay, and we are starting with Christy.
Okay. Regarding sales, maybe we can make boot camps for VPs and also for LCPs in order to help them understand about the sales knowledge. Also, maybe the PD can help with materials, maybe with some Skypes that can help LCs that learn how to do account management, how to target companies more better. Regarding marketing, maybe having companies that are focusing on digital marketing like in conferences, delivering in functionals, delivering in the LCP space, in order for that to be more aware. And the PR, maybe we can have some help, maybe from our alumni. Maybe we can also having spaces that for the LCPs and also for the VPs that with knowledge sharing and can help this. So from, like, to summarize, to have boot camps, to have about when there are functionals in conferences that companies can deliver, in order for that to make the LCs aware about that, and also using our alumni for trainings and for things that we are needed in the LC.
Okay, Theo.
Okay. So the first thing would be to have LCPs have coaching calls in a constant manner, and in that coaching calls to have also a kind of talent review or assessment based on the competence model, and see which are the things that the LCP either wants or needs to develop, and see which is the current state for the whole country, for the whole network of LCPs, and then make a kind of a strategy based on that, and what information needs to be delivered to LCPs. And if it's a common thing that is lacking in the whole network, there should be organized a summit, for example, for LCPs, or just have functional spaces in conferences to deliver that certain thing. Or if not, and if it's only one person who needs something specifically, the coach of the LCP should suggest ways of addressing the problem himself and being proactive into learning and developing more, and maybe having a training on ISEC Hub, or reading some kind of books or something. Or they can even have functional visits from with the help of the MC or NST team, in order to get that like hands competence in place. That's it.
Okay. From my side, the first thing that we need to do is actually understand how CXP structure works, because like we put all these processes under the VPs of operations, but in the same time, some of us still have like the structures that we had when we also had VP marketing or VP sales. So the first thing is understanding this structure and how we can actually use PD and PR and marketing to boost exchange, and how our area structure should look like in order to have a final responsible for each process. Then it's about like the education that we give to the network. It can be through webinars, through boot camps, in visits, in conferences, but the really important things, or ISEC Hub, but the really important thing here is to actually have a really good synergy between MCVP, OD, and back office and MCVPs of operations in order to be able to downscale the right information to the LCs, and also have like specific spaces between for instance, VPs operations, LCVPs operations, and MCVPs like PD, PR, and digital marketing, in order to actually give direct information from the back office in the MC to the VPs who actually need to implement these things. And also, it's starting like doing new strategies nationally and then downscaling, like for instance, finding media partnerships or partnerships with NGOs, for instance, for PR, and then downscaling them to each LC. And also we can give support to the LCs, because you as LCs can also do some things like start working close with the alumni and actually creating your own trainings for your memberships on specific domains, and also like having sols, because like you can really learn from one another a lot. Yeah.
Okay, next question is from Constanza.
Yes, so my question will be, what can be the strategy? How do you see the next MC's strategy in order to have an easier process for visas?
Okay, we are starting with Theo.
Okay, so the first thing for visa would be for the MC to push and to track VPs to make sure that they approach their local offices and understand what are the documents that they need to provide in order for certain citizenships to get the visa, and also to see which is their local procedure, because they may be different. Another thing would be for the NSTs to have booklets also for the places that for the people that don't need a visa, and make sure people know which IR they need to make, and also that they have a delivery flow in place, so they know what they need to deliver to have a person realized. And also for the NSTs to track the approvals process, because there were cases last year when people were approved, but they were never realized because nobody got in touch with them in time. So, yeah, that would be it.
And the next one is Ella.
Okay, so the first thing I would do as MC is actually the thing that comes like is really in my control, which is tracking my VPs. And here, in terms of first of all having like the raising and accommodation done in time. So after that, we have an EP approved. In 2 days, we can send the invitation letter with all the details in it. And also when Ori calls us, we can have all the documents in order. And here, like a strategy for this would be, for instance, for IGV to do the raising in September for the entire school year, so we can start approving people for summer peak also in October, because we would already have like the enablers that we need. And here another thing is to actually align expectations with the enablers in order for them to know that Ori will call them, and they have to like answer and to say that yes, I'm taking this VP on this project in my school. The second thing would be like improving the way of working with the government, so with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and also with Ori, both with Ori at LC level and with MEA at MC level. And here is like through meetings and through a lot of setting expectations. And another thing that Poland is trying to do right now is sending their MCVP IGV in India to actually talk directly with the embassy. So if this works, this could be like a really, really good investment for ICX that we could do at MC level in order to make a partnership directly with the embassy from there. but we'll see if it works for Poland. And the third thing is like how we do the international relations is to cooperate with countries that actually don't need visa. But when we cooperate with countries that do, is to really align expectations in order to make sure that the OGV is helping our EPs through the visa process, and the EPs apply as fast as possible for visa, and also like the MCVP's OGX try to approach the embassy and to establish a way of working with the embassy from their country.
Okay, Christy.
Okay, so from my point of view, one thing that is the most important is try to shift the approving part. Like for example, to have in October to approve for the next summer peak, and to have like maybe with 6 months earlier to have all the international that you need, and then you can have plenty of time focusing on value delivery, focusing on visa part, because you have plenty of time to find accommodation, because this is the biggest problem that we had in our country, like rejecting problems with visa because the accommodation wasn't in time, or maybe the accommodation was not so good, so maybe the ORI, when they checked, they were unsatisfied with that. Also setting expectation with our local ORIs, and also try to maybe five countries that not need visa, but also try to continue like to have also internationals from other countries. But yeah, my main idea that I see it's to approve earlier in order to focus more on visas and approving visas, and also the value delivery.
Okay, thanks, Christy. We go with the next question from Oradia.
Okay. My question is, what strategy do you have for us as an organization to exploit new SDGs in our GV products?
We are starting with Ella.
Okay, so the first thing that we need to do is actually assess our local markets to see what are the needs of the local market, because one really important thing is to design our projects based on impact, so based on the needs that we have. So if we might have the same need in maybe all or more of the LCs, then we can approach a project together for the same SDG and to create it together the same way. But it might happen that we could have like really different realities and really different needs in our cities. So here comes the idea of the umbrella project, but we already had it like 2 years last year actually, but it has to be like a lot more structured. So for instance, we can have a umbrella project called, I don't know, Make Romania Great Again, and under this project this would be like a national really big campaign. And under this project, for instance, in Oradea we collaborate for, I don't know, raising money for kids, or in Bucharest we help like centers to like the adoption of dogs or stuff like that. So it has to be based on needs, but also aligned under a national umbrella. Yeah. So actually creating like the projects designed for impact based on the needs, and then seeing how we can incorporate the exchange part and what is the added value of having internationals as volunteers in these projects, and not like simple volunteers from Romania, in order to know what is our added value for it, because it would be a lot easier for us to then do the raising and the sales part. And also after this comes actually having really clear objectives in terms of impact and how we want to measure them.
Hey, Christy?
Okay, the first thing is that we can find institutions like give money, like grants with other SDGs. For example, in ICK they had in the summer Green Impact that was based on life on land. They had they focused on another SDG, and this, from my point of view, it's a strategy that can be implemented in other LCs, like to try to find grants that are based on other SDGs. Another thing is having partnerships with companies and with NGOs. With companies, like there are companies that focusing, I don't know, on ecology, or they focusing on things like that, and also with other NGOs, like they are struggling for gender equality, for example. We can make a project together in order for to be more variable in SDGs. So, and also to identify another strategy is to identify the needs that the that city has, like if they have a problem with pollution, maybe we can make projects in order for that city to be more aware of that. And that's it.
Theo?
Okay, so firstly, the way I see this happening is for the MC to design a framework for DLCs to know how to design a project and how to develop a project, and to have some clear market research strategies that they need to do in order to make that project. So DLCs know what they should do if they want to um, address a certain new SDG. The other thing would be to encourage the network to do research and see which are the problems locally and which are the other initiatives that have been taken outside ISEC to address that problem. Because we sometimes don't take the time we need to see outside the ISEC bubble, and we need to do that in order to make sure that our projects are really relevant and we don't just make them out of nowhere. So maybe the NSTs should have a campaign to encourage people to get more informed about what is happening in their local realities, and to know like what they should do with that project. And another important thing that I think we should keep in mind is also addressing the world problems, not only the problems in Romania, because maybe there are bigger things that need to be addressed. And for example, in Romania, we can find that we need to take care of the political situations, or I don't know, maybe being having sustainable cities. But in the world, there are bigger problems like the climate change, and it's in vain if we invest in, I don't know, making in 30 years, we're not going to have Thailand, for example, because in the rate of climate change right now, by 2030, we won't have, I don't know, maybe 15 countries because they will be submerged under the water. So we need to address.
Time, Theo. Next question is from Timișoara.
What are the strategies that will ensure, like, what are the strategies that you will implement 20% in order to achieve 80% of your current strategy?
We're starting with Christy.
Okay. 30%, 20%, from my point of view, it's about network management. It's about because if we make as MC, we have a good network management with our LCs, then we can help regarding the problems that they have, regarding the things that they want to implement, the new ideas that can be bringing from there, and to find solutions for those problems. Maybe another thing is to have strategies regarding projects with other SDGs, encourage SEs to have local projects with other SDGs in order for maybe those projects that can be implemented as pilot be can grow and to be national projects, because the projects that are now in ICT in Romania, they started the idea or implemented the idea in the local level. So I'm sure that the next projects, maybe with some knowledge, some help from the MC Park, can also we can upgrade the local projects that we have. And also to find strategies for making new partnerships with companies, with NGOs, and having national grants for national projects in order for the LCs to for projects and also for conferences in order for the fee to be more cheaper and for the projects to help the LCs for the sustainability part.
Theo?
Okay, so the thing I would invest the most time in is planning and being smart from the start and taking the time to really understand the current situation, both of the network and of the entity, in order to make the best plan to achieve the goals and not stop for a good solution, but go for the best solution. And in this way, I would avoid getting lost in the process and doing things without having a clear direction and a clear plan, and also avoid mistakes and stopping in the middle of the plan because I figure that there are some problems I didn't think of. So it would be planning. That's it.
Okay, Ella?
Okay, so the thing that like is the 20% in my strategy is building the management capacity that we need. And here I would say that we should go in three main directions. First of all is having like all the resources that we need in place and making sure that they are healthy. And here I'm talking about our membership and about our financial yes. Then it's about like network management and the education that we give to our EBs, to the team leaders, and to each and every single member in order for them to have all the skills that they need to perform. And the third thing would be having all the tools and apps digitalized and in place. And this means like the digitalization of the standards, like having get response apps. Why? Because these would let us actually focus on the other 80%, which is like value delivery, impact, expansions, and actually having higher results and growth. Because and all of these are correlated because if we have like the network management in place, then our membership is well educated and they are also purpose driven. Also, we know how to manage the financial resources, and in the same time, with having the tools, we can focus on the things that actually matter, and our members wouldn't do like all the repetitive tasks all the time, but actually focus on what we do as ISEC.
Okay, we move for the next question from the MC.
Okay, so next question is, how are you going to ensure that you're going to boost attendance in the educational touchpoint for the next semester, if in case you're elected as MC?
We are starting with the
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay.
You can start.
Okay. So the first thing would be to make sure that the educational cycle is designed based on the needs of the network and that they understand that, because the biggest, like the greatest thing the MC can do is to serve the network and to make sure that they understand that the MC is there to support them and be there as also on educational resource. And then it would be to promote these educational touch points and to have them in time, have the schedule, the agenda, and everything ready in time so we can promote it before so people know about it. And the other thing, it would be to make sure that team standards are happening and that coaching is happening from all the team leaders to all their members in order for them to understand what is their development plan and how these touch points can help them get there. That's it.
Okay, Ella?
Okay. So the first thing that we need to do as MC is, yes, the education part, which can be done like from conferences to webinar to functional visits and everything. But one really important thing that we need to do as MC is actually align between ourselves, like MCVPOD with MCVPPM and MCVP operations. Why? Because like also the VP's operations, also the LCPs, and especially the VPPM has to understand why we do team standards, how they should be done, and how they should work also at LC level in synergies. Like how often should PM and the operations meet, or PM and the LCP, and what are the things that they need to discuss at every meeting? What is actually the support that PM gives to like the operations? Um, um, yeah, another thing is having like tools in place, because like it's one thing to implement, like to have an individual meetings where we like ask about what our team leaders would like to develop or stuff like that, or actually having like really good questions in place and tools to actually track and embed LDA into these into team standards processes. So having for each team standard, having a tool through which we understand how we should implement it and how we should track it.
Christy?
Okay, so from my point of view, it's important to create in the education cycle inside the LC, like to have a timeline for a member, like for 6 months, to know the big things that a member should have a touch point, and for that maybe can be responsible the VPPM, but also each VP can contribute to that. I think that not only the VP area has to implement team standards, because most of the VPs maybe are focusing more on the functional part and they forget about the engagement and the ISEC knowledge maybe that they need. And that's why maybe we have to have an education cycle materials with things that can help to for the people to evolve more, and also to have a more structured idea about developing our members, like um, to have like priorities, to have a tool that can have priorities in order for that person to be developed, and also to focus on LDA, like to try to work with those members regarding the lacks that they have in the LDA, and to help them improve those things, and to work to have one-on-ones to and to check on them, to set personal goals and check on them, and in order to help them reach their full potential. That's it.
Okay, we go with the next question from Arak. We go for the next question from Arak. Luci?
Luci?
Can you hear me? Hello?
Now we can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you.
I don't hear you very well. Yeah,
Yes.
I hope you can hear me, because my question would be, what's the % of your strategy and of the results?
Can you please repeat it?
Yeah, please.
Or maybe write it.
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so my question was, what's the 20% of your strategy that brings 80% of your results?
Okay, it's a double question because already Feli asked that. So you have another question?
Yeah, sure. My question would be mostly regarding Lupa and other other companies that we want to work, and regarding your plan that you have for return of investment, and how do you envision a clear balance for return of investment in order for DLCs to actually get developed, but not to go in depth?
Okay. We'll start this question with Ella.
Um, Okay, so the first thing that we definitely need to improve is the communication part in how the MC communicates with Loop or another agency that we might work with, and how everything goes through MCVP digital marketing to the local level. So this is one thing that we definitely need to improve. All the tools that we have, and how we can, how you as LCs can actually see what is happening with your money, and how much you invest and what is the return of investment, and to actually see if the ads and everything is implemented the way as you asked for. So this would be one thing, the communication. The second thing would be actually using these kinds of companies more to educating our membership, to giving like digital marketing knowledge to both MC and LC level, and this and in this order, at some point we could actually create our own campaigns, because also we are the ones who really know our customers, and if we would have like digital marketing skills, it would be really easy for us to actually do it by ourselves. Another thing that we definitely need to improve is how the targeting is done. First thing that we should do is map our customers, like to see actually what are the things that we should sell, where can we find our customers, how to actually target them. Also to do a more like targeting for millennials, because this is usually our target that we have. So not necessarily targeting only people who like to travel, but maybe targeting people who also like Coca-Cola, for instance, or who like, I don't know, Tuborg or Untold Festival, because these are the things that are in trend right now. So actually basing our target on the trends. And one more that we could do through an agency to actually have like the return of investment is to actually have like the Facebook page, the Instagram, the YouTube, the site, and everything.
Christy?
Yes. Okay. As I see this thing, try to not have problems with the return of investment. It's about sharing knowledge, like having companies that are good at marketing and deliver in conferences, in functionals, maybe, because I'm aware that in the LCs as it is a lack of marketing or digital marketing. Maybe this is a solution. Also summits for digital marketing, also with companies, or boot camps that can help help DLCs more to understand about digital marketing, how it works, how can be more efficient to invest. And also it's important to have tools that can they are used in order to be aware about how much money we can invest in order to don't have problems, and also to expand our idea of investing not only on Facebook, to try to have the other social medias portals in order to have more good a good visibility in other social media partners. Maybe we can have. Okay, that's it, I think.
Okay, Theo?
Okay, so the first thing would be to ensure that the LCs have the right education in order to make it work, and to include it in the educational cycle and track if the people really have gained some skills regarding this, and then ensure the synergy between finance and operations at LC level, and to make sure that finance not only tracks what is happening regarding investments, but also tracks how the process is going further, and how the operations manage what is happening. And also for finance, to make sure that operations know which is the cost structure for the product that they run, and to make sure it's profitable. Another thing would be for the NSTs on digital marketing to be more analytical regarding Facebook ads and investments, and not only to have a tool where they fill in what is happening, but also to provide support for the LCs to know what is happening and what they should do. For example, if an ad is not working so well, not only say that the ad is not working, but also suggest reasons why it's not working, or maybe the targeting is bad, or maybe in their cities targeted posts don't work so well and they should have more general posts. And another thing would be to have a brand advocacy strategy in place from the national side, both for attracting people for OGX and also for POP, because by having people promote our products, you can gain subscribers and gain a bigger reach without too many financial investments. So it would be a really nice thing to invest in.
Okay, guys. So it's 10:57. So the idea is that we don't have more time for more questions. I want to say thank you to all the applicants that are here. So congrats for this process. Remember that right now for the applicant you are going to have a break during 30 minutes, and you are going to have the next round of questions at 11:30. Okay. So with the applicant, you can go out of the Hangouts. Thank you so much, and don't forget to be in the next one at 11:30. Okay.
Yes.
Cool. And I'm going to be here 1 minute with the LCP to give some information. Okay.
Bye.
Okay. Okay, guys. So how is going to be processed right now? So we already finished with one of MCC with the applicants. What is going to happen? The applicants are going to have other 2 extra rounds for the other 2 groups of LCPs. After that, Raluca is going to send the email with all the LCPs with the instruction about how are you going to vote for give the confidence or not to the applicants, and also with the information for the output. So you need to check your mail. I think that around around 1 between 1 and 2 p.m. you should receive the email. Okay. And also, Feli, you can send the output to Raluca, because she's going to be the one that's going to centralize all the information for the mail. Okay?
Yes.
Okay, guys. So thank you so much for all your time to be with us during these 2 hours for all the process. And let's see how it's going to be the people are going to follow the process of the NCT Nova SAP Romania. Okay?
See you at Sprinkle.
Okay, guys. See and see you next video, okay? Bye.
Bye.
Have a
Vladus nu zi nimic încă ești live. Bye, bye.
Da.